Very good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching this video from. Welcome back once again for the review of a test match between India and England, the final test in the Rothsay Test Series. What a game of cricket we have seen yesterday. As soon as India came into bat on the day two, the four wickets fall for just 20 runs. Again, the tailenders could not able to live up to the expectations like what we as audience had, but unfortunate dismissals of Karun Nair and then the tail have started to just wag off and could not able to understand where the ball was moving. But the real story started after that. The first 12, 13 overs of the England innings got them to a score of 109 for no loss in the lunch. But the real drama started right after the lunch. Only one wicket in the form of Ben Duckett, which was lost. Again, it was Zach Crawley, Ollie Pope, and Joe Root who had lived up to their expectations and their batting performances. And the entire drama just followed from there on. Yes, to talk more about all these incidents and what an exciting performance from our Indian bowlers, who would have ever thought the man who has been most of the times in this particular series have been more expensive, but coming on to this particular test match, picking up four wickets as well. So to talk about all those events which has exactly happened yesterday at Oval, Anant is here, Sagar is here, along with Anirudh, who have joined me in today's podcast. Welcome, gentlemen, for this one. And yes, first I'll go to Anirudh on this particular concept. Anirudh, we have been discussing a lot and lot about Prasidh Krishna. So to talk about Prasidh Krishna's performance, I'll straight up come to you to talk about the way he made his comeback into the fifth test. There were lots of selection queries which has been raised. Why Prasidh Krishna? Why not Arshdeep Singh? Now, what do you want to say about his performance yesterday after he delivered in such a beautiful manner?
Yeah, I think India didn't have any other option actually to bring into the playing 11. The three changes were confirmed for this test match. Given that Arshdeep Singh is still not fully fit for playing in the 11, they couldn't select Arshdeep Singh. And also this oval conditions, it doesn't assist spinners. So that's why Kuldeep Yadav also didn't get a chance, I think. So that is why they went with Prasidh Krishna. And Prasidh Krishna, well, he has done well in patches, we can say. Even before we saw in Australia, he performed well. Even before that, also we have seen he has been inconsistent. He has been few matches he will perform well, few matches he will not perform well. Like that, it has been a little inconsistent for him. So that is why we are not getting the confidence that maybe Prasidh Krishna could deliver the performance. Even yesterday, if we see the England openers, they got off to a very fast start actually. Like the first 11 overs, for first 12 overs itself, England raced towards 90. The opening partnership itself was 92. Even that time, like we were thinking about what is this bowling attack doing? England batters are just smashing it. They are batting so easily. But then after that, we saw a superb comeback actually, Mohammad Siraj, Prasidh Krishna, both of them picking up four wicket hauls, and it was a really good comeback. And I think after that, I think the innings slowed down for England, and I think Indian bowlers capitalized and bowled very good lines and very good lengths, and that is why we were able to bowl England out for 247. And now I think in India are looking in a really good position. Like if they can bat well today, score another 200 more runs, or even push for another 250 runs, definitely I think India can even win this test match and square the series.
Okay, Anant, any counter arguments on this?
As you said that there was no option of selecting anyone apart from Prasidh Krishna. What was the need to drop Anshul Kamboj if under this tagging only about Arshdeep Singh? So it doesn't make any sense. And I think even Anshul Kamboj would have been better suited for these conditions after seeing that both innings. And coming to day's play, I would say that the day started with a flurry of wickets where Indian lower orders were bowled out cheaply, and then England started with T20 cricket. It looked like they were playing to T20 cricket. 1.5 hours before the lunch, it was something. It was very entertaining. The first 2 3 overs they were struggling. They thought the pitch is difficult. The only option here is to attack, and they just went in, and it came up for them. And even bowlers were put on pressure, and they lost their line and lengths. And then they made a merry for the first till lunch. And luckily, that wicket of Ben Duckett stopped the run flow for them. And then post lunch, the bowling was completely different. It was completely, they just stopped the run flow, and then Prasidh Krishna got Crawley, and then Indian bowlers were in the mood. And hats off to Siraj, the way he bowled that particular spell in the post lunch session, that 8 overs continuous, that was something else. He was breathing fire, the man who has playing his fifth match on a row. That spell, it defined a lot about the person he is, the character he is, and that's what stood out. And in a way, I would say that if Siraj is performing like this, I would like to rest Bumrah, not play over him only in ICC events. If Siraj is giving us such performances in his absence, so and then they got bowled out cheaply. Then SSB was really good. We know the pitch is tough. There is definitely a ball written your name. You can't just keep on blocking, defending. They will get a ball which is unplayable. That's what happened with KL. He thought the ball was coming in, but it just had a bit of movement away, and he just nicked it. So SSB was really good. Hope he continues. He gets a century. Then we would definitely be in a position of strength, and probably we would go on to square the series.
Okay, it's a very bold prediction at this point of time because the fourth innings would be very difficult for Indian bowlers to bowl because the wickets gets more flatter than at this point of time, and we also have a record of England. I mean, the Sri Lankans chasing down 210 in the fourth innings in the same ground couple of years ago as well. So let's keep all these things. Like I just wanted to give you a counter argument on a couple of questions like which I've asked. In the sense like when you look at the Prasidh Krishna, he was like a complete test bowler with his tall, lanky bowler coming and hitting the deck hard. There are a couple of edges, like we have discussed in our previous podcast as well. The ball taking the edges and going out to the boundaries. That's where he was being getting hammered. Because if you ask me as a bowler, cricket is always such a cruel game for bowlers. You never know like where you get hammered. If you don't have your fielding positions right at the right point of time, you will get hammered no matter what. Yes, that has been the case. Mohammad Siraj got for runs. Jasprit Bumrah in the last test, the world number one bowler, also got hammered for over 100 runs, first time in his test career. It happens to all the bowlers. It did not even leave a person like Bumrah also. I'm not saying Prasidh Krishna did not bowl well in this particular series. I'm just saying he was being not consistent at the one point of time. But looking at the way he made his comeback yesterday was something sensational to watch for each and every single individual. That's what when you come out with an international career. I mean, especially when your first class career over a decade. It's been so easy and it's been so simple for each and every single cricket fan to understand what Prasidh Krishna's ability is capable of. And we have seen a little bit of glimpse in the Indian Premier League where he was just hitting the consistent line and length and he was actually getting lots and lots of wickets in for Gujarat Titans as well. The same thing he has maintained yesterday, not going too extra wide, hitting the deck hard, making the batsman to score runs against him, and that's one of the best economical spells what we have seen from Prasidh Krishna as well in his test career. So that's what exactly I was looking from both of you gentlemen, but unfortunately you could not able to give it to me. But yeah, no matter what, I'll directly move to Arunish bhai. Arunesh bhai, like we were discussing offline about a lot and lot of consequences, like what might happen to England batting, the way they were batting. They were somewhere cruising up to 300 or 350 at one point of time. The way they came back, I mean, especially DSP and even Akash Deep having a little bit banter with Ben Duckett raised many eyebrows as well. And along with that, I just wanted to ask you one particular question. Joe Root was completely shambled by the way he got confused when he had a little bit of exchange, word of exchange bit with Mohammad Siraj.
Yeah, coming on to yesterday's day, it was pretty cinematic in the sense because Team India was fired up, and we have not seen this team being that fired up because there are many calm characters in the team. But yesterday we saw even KL Rahul was involved in a discussion with umpire Dharam Sena, and we all Joe Root and Prasidh Krishna's altercation, what happened between them. So, all in all, it was a fantastic day of Test cricket where the ball was seaming and like swinging around, and the batters found it tough. But there was a brief period where the batters dominated all over the Indian attack in the first 13 overs, as they were scoring more than 7.5 runs an over, and that too in Test cricket. They were showing why baseball was being termed successful. So, coming on to yesterday's day, it was a completely fantastic day regarding the bowling. As we saw, basically, I want to point out one thing that during the lunch break, there must have been some talks about the line and lengths that Indian bowlers were bowling, because immediately after lunch, they just altered their line and lengths. They just bowled a bit back of a length, but not a short ball, and that reaped rewards because they were hitting the green part of the wicket pretty consistently after lunch, and then they made the English batters like struggle because the edges were flying, the boundaries were coming, but it was a pretty like dotted session after the lunch break, and that helped Indian pacers to like build pressure. And once the pressure is up, the wicket is just around the corner. That's what we saw with Prasidh Krishna, that he just persisted with that length. Basically, the talks about Prasidh Krishna over the Test cricket has been that he keeps bowling a bit more back of a length, like a bit shorter balls in Test cricket, and which was not reaping much rewards for him. But yesterday we saw how full he can go, and if he hits the deck hard with that fuller length and that height and that awkward bounce. So we saw in the wicket of like Jamie Smith, he got shambled by the bounce generated off the length. Then we saw how other batters were like Zach Crawley also couldn't get rid of the bounce. So Prasidh Krishna was hitting the straps perfectly, and we have to applaud Mohammad Siraj because this is fifth test in a row, and he's consistently bowling and bowling. Yesterday, he bowled an 8 over spell. We often talk about Ben Stokes, but we forget contributions from Mohammad Siraj. He has been playing and playing and playing and getting the seam and swing right where the team needs him. So, in the absence of your leader, he generally steps up and he makes it up for the team. So that's what I wanted to say. That it was a completely bowling day, and bowlers made merry of the wicket kind of conditions that they were given. So India is in a strong position right now, but we have to be careful because right now what the weather forecast is, what I am seeing is it's going to be overcast again, and the wicket will remain green if the overcast conditions are there. So it will be tough for the batters throughout the game. Only if the sun bakes the wicket a bit, it will flatten out, as we have seen in the past. In 1980s, there was a match where Sunny Gavaskar was playing like 438 target was there, and 429 India got in the fourth innings. So we have seen that fourth inning scores are much more in this oval wicket, but the conditions were different in those times. Right now, what we have seen is overcast conditions throughout the test, and if it remains overcast, the pitch will remain green, and the bowlers will be just licking their lips, like watching the ball go through.
Exactly. I mean, very good point you have raised. Making his debut way back in 2020 in a Boxing Day test for Mohammad Siraj. From then, he was looking completely unstoppable in test match cricket because if you give him the longer spells, he can deliver. But I seriously don't understand even now as well is that whenever Jasprit Bumrah is actually in playing 11, he could not able to get as much as wickets, or he could not able to contain his uh, wickets or runs as well. So that's been $1 million question for me till now. But hope so he will continue his performance because he has been a real workhorse for Team India for last 5 years, and he will continue to dominate Indian Test cricket. No matter what, like he was also the world number one bowler in 2023. Right now, he might have been dipped in his ranking, but I'm sure he will come back and come up in the world rankings as well. is what I'm expecting him from now on. So hats off, Siraj, for your consistent dedication and especially leading the Indian bowling attack in the absence of Jasprit Bumrah. Now I'll go to Sagar to talk about the Indian batting lineup and what are the challenges that Team India might actually face on day three, because you know Yashasvi Jaiswal is in the wicket right now, scoring those quick 51 runs of just 49 balls, and also hitting those massive seven boundaries and two sixes, which is actually been a worrisome innings for what to say. Even for the English bowlers also, it is not so easy for them to contain Yashasvi Jaiswal at this point of time. We have actually spoken yesterday about like to get back to the rhythm for Yashasvi Jaiswal, adjusting his line and length also, like coming around the wicket. He has also submitted his wickets for 9 occasions, and just in over the wicket is just one occasion. So to talk about Yashasvi Jaiswal, all over to you, Sagar.
Yes, so I think that one point that you mentioned, that the around the wicket bowling for Yashasvi Jaiswal, just before this particular cricket season when Jaiswal made his debut, and till the I think till the BGT series, where Yashasvi Jaiswal was very successful is when bowlers used to come around the wicket, his stats were actually very, very amazing. But now that has turned out to be his biggest weakness. So somewhere I think that with the approach Jaiswal is going on, I think he can definitely continue going ahead with that approach, because we still have Karun Nair, Ravindra Jadeja, and Washington Sundar. These three are there. So I'm pretty sure that even if one of these three holds one end, it would also give Yashasvi Jaiswal the freedom to keep continue playing in the similar way, or adapt. Not, let's say, even if not at a strike rate over 100, he can still adopt the ODI method of playing somewhere around 80s or 90s strike rate. So that is something that I would expect from Jaiswal in this particular day. But again, as Arunesh Bhai mentioned, that the weather forecast again is an overcast condition, which would obviously favor the bowlers. And we had seen that when India were playing in their first innings, and yes, as you were discussing in your live yesterday, the that one particular end, which was not the media end, the other end in which the bowlers were bowling, they were getting very good support from that end, and especially when we saw a bowler like Josh Tongue, and those two deliveries, one to Sai Sudarshan and one to Ravindra Jadeja. It was a delivery that literally you cannot do anything as a batsman. You are bound to get out on such deliveries, and with the support of the weather, I'm pretty sure that England would look to capitalize more on those kinds of deliveries. But again, I mean, we should not call it a good thing. But fortunately, one good thing for India is that Vokes is not available for this particular uh, complete test match as well. And reports are also coming in that he might not be available for Ashes, but we'll talk about it later. But coming to this day, I think Vokes not being there is obviously a very big advantage for India, because he was one of their senior bowlers, and he was also another bowler along with Siraj who had played all the 5 test matches, and he was very consistent in his lines, and even in the wickets column as well, he was very consistent. So yes, what I feel in today's day is that somewhere if on one end, let's say if Yashasvi Jaiswal continues to play in such aggressive methods, if someone among the three, that is either Karun, Jadeja, or Sundar, any one of them can hold one end, I'm pretty sure that India will definitely get a very good lead in this particular innings. And I see that if India cross a lead of 300, definitely India is winning this test match.
Again, a very bold call. Okay, so let me talk more about the. I mean, like, if you ask me one particular thing, like how exactly the Indian batting lineup looks like, again, all hopes on Shubman Gill, especially in this particular innings, is what I looking at, and also a little bit of contribution from Karun Nair in the lower end. I know Dhruv Jurel can actually swing his arms as well whenever the ball comes in, right? But the only challenging thing is that. Uh, Only challenging thing is that like what I'm looking for today is that the overcast conditions might trouble the Indian batsmen as well. It's only for on one particular reason. We know the Duke ball, especially in oval, can do a lot and lot of magic, just like Indian collapse. I mean, we see the England collapse yesterday after being like what 109 for one. at the lunch time, and going on to get like 257 is not an easy task. So considering all these, sorry, beg your pardon, it's 247 by the end of tea session. It's all happened over a particular session. It's again a one session game is what I'm looking into on the day three. Definitely, we have the result in our cards. Either it might swing as a pendulum. Once it might go to the Indian side. Once it might go to the English side as well. Okay. It's now time for the final segment in this particular podcast, asking about where exactly day three looks like for both the teams. Arunesh bhai.
Yeah, regarding the day three, it's going to be a moving day again. And this test match has progressed so fast that we haven't been on time to watch it. So right now, the day is panned out like that if India bats out the first hour, it basically the movement will be there throughout the day, but the first hour will be crucial. If Akashdeep can support a little bit of what he has done in the past as well to Yashasvi Jaiswal can take the attack on, because anyways the taking the attack on is the strategy that will be going in handy on these kind of wicket, as we have seen. Like we will be missing Rishabh Pant here right now, because that he's a kind of batter who can take the charge onto them. But I find Dhruv Jurel to be a capable batter in place of him as well. He can swing his arms too, and he has shown in the practice games as well that he has the capacity and capability to play on these kind of wickets. And in Melbourne as well, he's played terrifically in one of the practice games. So we have a uh, lengthy batting lineup, so we will surely make use of it. But one thing from the English side of point of view, I would like to see the bowlers coming fresh again, and they will just hit the straps. Like Atkinson has been the most accurate bowler on in this test match, and India has to be wary of him because he's bowling particular line and lengths and troubling the Indian batters. A catch was also dropped of Yashasvi Jaiswal yesterday of his bowling. So we need to play him very well. And Josh Tongue, as we all know, he has been erratic at times, but he has that knack of producing wicket-taking deliveries out of nowhere. So we have the lengthy batting lineup, and again, it will be dependent on. I think it will be dependent on Gill as well, because England team knows very well how sublime form Gill right now is in, and he can also take the attack. I think the whole day will be panned out like that. That teams will attack because if they will keep defending, the ball will be in their name. The wicket delivery will be in their name. So on this kind of wicket, attack is the new form of defense that I see. So if India manages to score more than 250 plus, give the target of more than 250 plus or 260, then it will be tough for England to chase down, as India should win it from there. Reminding
Two
like
more
if
days are
wicket,
there. Two more days are there in the game. Okay, so
Three
it
more days. It's
uh, after this, like I'm talking about 2 more days, Anirudh. Okay, so like even if India bat all throughout this particular day, we have another 2 more days where the reports are saying, in the sense like it might actually for be bright and sunny, and it will be good for very batting surface as well. So that's the reason why where Ali Pope was also decided to bat. So now Anirudh, your thoughts, like what would be India holding on day three, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow as well. On your views.
Yeah, India are actually nicely placed now. India are 75 for 2 after 18 overs. They are having a lead of 52 runs already. And Yashasvi Jaiswal has really he has stayed there and he has played well. He has scored a crucial half century, we can say. KL Rahul and Sai Sudarshan got dismissed yesterday, but I think Yashasvi Jaiswal is holding this innings together now. He has scored 51 runs from 49 balls. So I would feel that Yashasvi Jaiswal should continue to bat like this, maybe go on to even get a century. And I don't know how long Akash Deep can hold on with Yashasvi Jaiswal because Akashdeep was sent in as a night watchman. Maybe Akashdeep can also look to contribute close to 20 runs. Maybe we can expect from Akashdeep. It is inevitable he might get out anytime. If he gets out, then obviously you have five more batters: Shubman Gill, Karun Nair, Ravindra Jadeja, Dhruv Jurel, Washington Sundar. Still five more batters left for India. So definitely, if even if two of those batters get to half centuries, or even goes on to score a 70 or 80, definitely I think India can push their lead towards 250 or even 300. India can push their lead towards 300. And once the lead goes towards 300, this is not a Headingley for England to chase down 371. This is oval. Oval conditions are different compared to Headingley. So even if we score 300 plus, I think in these conditions, I think we can back our bowlers to defend anything above 300 against England. So I feel that this is exactly what India need to do.
Are you talking about the venue conditions and games are different?
Yeah.
Are you the one?
Yeah, because in Headingley it was batting friendly conditions. So even though we gave a target of 371, we couldn't defend it.
My question was simple. Are you the one who is talking about the venue, conditions, pitch, and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got the answer. Okay, Sagar, what holds for Team India on day three? And can England bounce back and rattle up Team India very quickly?
Looking at how the past 2 days have gone, I don't know. This is another bold call I'm making. We might very well get a result by day four, that is tomorrow itself, because that's how this test match has gone. Like not like the other four test matches that we had, which every day. I mean, every day there was, even though there was something happening, still it was like okay, there is still slow moments, and you had very uh, it was very slow moving kind of test matches that we had. But this particular test match, things are happening very quickly. Suddenly, you're seeing runs coming in. Suddenly, you're seeing that wickets are tumbling. So that is where I feel that tomorrow itself we might see a result. But coming to today, I feel that yes, India might, as Anirudh told, that out of the next set of batters that is to come, even if one of them holds one end, that will give Yashasvi Jaiswal a lot of freedom to just go out and play the kind of innings like what Crawley and Duckett, the way they had started. I think Jaiswal might just carry on. Who knows? He might even get a very big score as well, scoring more than 100. So yes, I think that is very important. But again, when it comes to England, so they were looking fabulous, I must say, in the first innings with the way they bowled, and given the conditions. So yes, I mean nothing much to tell about England bowlers because it has not been very predictable like how they have bowled in all the four test matches previously. So yes, what I am expecting is a good batting day is what I can say.
Good batting day. Okay, fine. So this has been a view from each and every single experts who have joined here today. Arunesh, bhai, any question you have?
I
Yeah,
have
I actually
for
have.
Rajbhai that what are your views for day three or what are you expecting?
I will come back to you, Sagar. Yes, Arunesh, bhai.
Yeah, I have a question that right now the wicket is green as we have seen, and the English pacers are also one down. Like Vokes is down for them, so they have three pacers only, and the part-time spinners. And India, on the other hand, have selected only three pacers right now. And considering the high scores in the fourth innings, and if somehow the pitch remains somewhat green as the overcast conditions are there and a bit of sunny conditions are also there, so which team do you see struggling more with their pace attack right now because of the three pacers they have? Only three options.
Okay, so I mean, if you ask, I mean, it's a very good question to answer because just look at the England side, like they have a genuine of like three pace bowlers as well. Okay, you have Josh Tongue, you have Atkinson, you have, and you also have this guy. Who is that? We
Jimmy Overton.
Overton also we have. Okay. So now when India can actually show Team England that what exactly they can do with three bowlers, England will also be looking into the same picture as well. They will also be operating with the three bowlers. It's only a matter of time when England can actually come back. Never write off English condition English people in the English conditions also, they will always be doing something, and definitely they can get something out of this pitch is in the first 2 hours of the day. I'm taking not the first hour, I'm actually taking 2 hours of the day. It's only a matter of cause because everybody are predicting that Yashasvi Jaiswal might strike today, but I'm looking at one person. I just completely out of the box. It's only because I'm looking into Dhruv Churel can actually support this particular day is what I'm looking into, because we know how Dhruv Churel can actually swing his arms, rotate his strike, and also very quick between the wickets. Also, standing behind the wickets, he has done a lot and lot of good work for Team India at this point of time. So Dhruv Jurel can be a pick of a day and a player of the day for today for India as per the batting is going to concern. And I'm definitely looking like somewhere in the post T session, India might get all out as well with the scores of like 230 or 240 odd is what I'm looking into right now. But struggling, yes, both the teams will definitely struggle because once it is starts getting sunnier and brighter, England will definitely looking to bowl out India as early as possible on day three. That is point number one. On day four and day five, if I'm definitely sure that the match will not go out onto day five, but day four will be having a sure shot result on this particular test match, and Team India will be having a day off as well on day five. So looking at all these things and all these conditions, like even Team India might also little bit of shuffling here and there because it's too much of workload on already Mohammad Siraj. He has already bowled 100 and over 154 overs in this entire series. It's not so easy for any of the fast bowler to be so consistent and so accurate in all the five test matches. Point number one. And talking about these things again, like I have predicted on the first test in this entire test series, I predicted Prasidh Krishna to become a second pick of the. I mean, like he'll be the second leading runs wicket takers for Team India in this entire series. He's already picked up 10 wickets. He's just like three more wickets to equal what Jasprit Bumrah has taken in this entire series of 13 wickets. So Siraj leading the chart with 17 wickets. Definitely, like he will again lead up to that expectations and live up to the expectations is what I'm looking. It's just a matter of time for Prasidh Krishna as well. So coming to your question,
Yeah,
Sagar, yeah,
and
I'll
I
come back.
also want to.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait, wait, wait. I'll come to you. I'll come to you. Just give me a minute. Coming to your question, Sagar, like I hope I have answered your question in the same way, saying like India might also, England, both the teams like England will also be looking into bowl out India as early as possible because post afternoon, like when it gets like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m., it's going to be very sunny, bright and sunny, where the ball will
mm,
definitely come onto the bat. That's when Dhruv Jurel and I would say like I mean, Washington Sundar will be staying and sticking onto the crease is what I'm expecting on day three. So somewhere by the end of session of post to tea session, again it might be an overcast thing. We might see a flurry of wickets then and there only. But yeah, this is my overall summary for day three. If you ask me, yes, Anirudh.
yeah, and also I am looking at another record actually. Like Shubman Gill needs to score 68 more runs to break Don Bradman's record. I am looking at that record to be broken in this innings for
Difficult,
Shubman Gill.
difficult. You can ask me, but I'm telling you, it's very very difficult. Just because everybody knows when you're chasing a records, it is not so easy. The pressure will be so much on the batsman. If you're looking at the records, and every single commentator, every single analyst, every single YouTube channels are actually focusing on Shubman Gill to break the record. Definitely, it will be in the back of his mind as well. So if you ask, it's going to be difficult for me, especially in this particular day. So he might get out pretty early. I'm looking like three wickets in the very first session for Team India. Don't blame me. I'm not against India, but I'm just like making my calls when you ask me to make my calls.
Like Akashdeep might get out, but I feel like Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill, Karun Nair, at least two of them can stay and get them to that 250, 300 which we are talking about. That is what I am feeling.
Exactly. Fine. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, from this podcast of day three. What is going to be the preview of India and England? But at the same point of time, hope you have liked our content. Hope you have liked our video as well. Do like, share, and also don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube, and also don't forget to follow our Instagram page as well.